I'll hand over to Ben.
So I'm the guy standing between you and drinks, so I'm going to be quick. My name is Ben Caldecott. With Kate Levick, my partner in crime, co-head the Secretariat for the Transition Plan Taskforce and also direct something called the Centre for Greening Finance and Investment that was set up by the UK to bring climate and environmental science into financial decision making globally, and we work with E3G to deliver the Secretariat. So thank you to all the amazing speakers we've had this evening. Thank you also for joining us here this evening as we begin our second phase of work. I'd like to just leave you with a few key takeaways. The first is around the importance of transition finance, which is a really massive opportunity for organisers, owners of capital, and is a big opportunity, obviously, for the City of London. It's also an opportunity for us to move away from paper decarbonisation to focus on real economy changes that we need to see. But we can't have transition finance and the opportunities that it generates without transition plans. And it's really important to remember that. The other thing we should remember as we're undertaking this work is that this is actually potentially a massive opportunity for greenwashing. And that is a very significant risk. Transition plans could be that. And that's why we need to have credible transition plans. We need to be able to have very credible, clearly defined transition plans that are ratcheting in terms of their quality over time. And that's obviously a core part of what we're trying to do with the Transition Plan Taskforce. So we've started the second phase of work as we begin 2023. We've launched this call for proposals for the sandbox, and people have referenced that already. And so we want to hear from developers, whether they are for-profit organizations or NGOs or others who have got ideas that can support users and preparers of transition plans. Please go to our website, have a look at the call for proposals. That closes on the 17th of April. And we're really looking forward to getting applications from this wider ecosystem and seeing how we can support the scaling of new capabilities that can support users and preparers of transition plans. We're also responding to increased demand for guidance on transition plans and wider sustainability issues. New working groups on nature, adaptation, the just transition are taking form as we speak. We're also going to be commencing new work on debt and credit, the application and utility of transition plans in emerging markets and developing countries, and how we can support small and medium-sized enterprises adopt transition plans. I would just emphasize that particularly on nature and adaptation, remember that SDR, that Baroness Penn mentioned at the beginning, SDR is framed quite broadly. It's not just about net zero, it's also about these broader sustainability objectives. And so I think when we're thinking about transition plans, it's really important that we think about these other sustainability issues that are interrelated and incredibly important. So work on nature recovery plans and how nature can fit into net zero transition plans, adaptation plans and how adaptation can also fit into nature and net zero transition plans. So if you want to get involved in any of those things, please do reach out to members of the Secretariat, maybe at drinks after I'm done. The other thing I wanted to emphasize, and this kind of came out in the discussion, is the fact that we have a very ambitious international engagement strategy. And we are working with colleagues around the world. We'll be doing a series of events in different jurisdictions, in Europe, in North America, in ASEAN, in Japan, in Australia, and so on. And that's really to make sure that this isn't just a UK effort, an important UK effort, but something that helps to inform what's going on in different jurisdictions, and of course, also something that informs emerging global baselines, particularly the ISSB. So our new work plan will hopefully support the development of robust transition plans, improving financial decision-making and capital allocation across the economy. We heard very clearly from Sasha and the FCA that they have committed to drawing on our outputs to strengthen disclosure requirements, and they're encouraging the early adoption, or early engagement, of with our disclosure recommendations and accompanying guidance. You also heard that there is no excuse, that there are safe harbors. And so if you're a user or a preparer, or both, there is no reason to delay. It's time to get going on preparing that transition plan, but also if you are analyzing transition plans, then it's time to start thinking about how you can develop those capabilities to do that effectively. Okay, so before we finish, just a couple of thank yous. So I really want to thank the steering group and the working group that volunteer their time to make sure that the task force can get its work done and done quickly. We've got quite a punishing timeline to get these things delivered on time to meet various deadlines, but also the Secretariat team. If the Secretariat could put their hands up, hey, there we go. These are the guys and girls doing all the hard work, or a lot of the hard work, and are played a really important role also in this event. And in particular, I want to thank Sophie English and Riona Bohe, who have both basically organized this event. So thank you, Sophie and Riona. Okay, and on that note, I think we can now end, and I think drinks are going to be served somewhere over there. Yes, at the back. Thank you so much, guys.